Well, hey there. I didn't notice you. Welcome to another sealed. While we're here, we're, a lot of people sort by rarity. I could do that. I already see Kiora right here. Oops, not that one. That one. This seems insane to me in limited. Seems like really dumb. So it's very likely we're playing some combination of colors that supports that. But we're going to look at what we have in other colors. If we went for a heroic build, both of these cards would be really good. Looking in white first. This is also pretty good in a white build, but I'm not seeing a ton of things with heroic in here. These two removal spells are very solid. Revoke Existence and Sealed is just really good main deck, and Exoriate is fine no matter what, basically. They're going to have a tap creature eventually, and you're going to want to kill it. So, I think this is the, Tribute, or you gain control of a creature. So it's either a 4/4 flyer for 5, which is fine, that's a air elemental, or my cat is clawing at my leg and wants to get up onto my lap. Okay. Well, that's doable. So I'll just back up and let that happen. Anyway, this is very good. This seems, come on. How do you not run this? Prognostic Sphinx is very solid. Thassa's Emissary, very good. Creates card advantage. I'm fine with this guy. He's just not super exciting. I tend to add him in if I don't have a lot of really solid cards, because he's a decent blocker, and it's hard to kill. So has two things going for him. He does cost 6, though. He's not a bomb, so that's why he tends to make it to the filler area of the deck. I guess let's talk about the cards I just added in. Evasion is always good, and this thing just makes one of your creatures much bigger and gives it evasion. In addition, it's a well-costed flyer, so there's no reason to not run this card ever if you're in blue. It's actually, I feel, a splashable card. I probably, if that was the only splash I had, then I probably would not go there. Nullify, this is very close to counterspell, in this format anyway. Oh, and the cat's up. Cat made it. I like a null main deck in sealed. I might change my mind, and that could make it to the filler region. We have 2 extraction helix. This is just bounce target thing. It's a non-land permanent, which is better than bounce target creature, which is what unsummon is, and it costs the same, but it does necessitate that you leave a creature open. But sometimes you can combo it off with cards. Unfortunately, we don't have. That's very good. I'll talk about that in a second. We don't have the Hippocamp, which would normally be like a 3/2 permanent that comes into play, untaps a thing. So you can combo it up with 5 mana, give your creature the ability to bounce with the Extraction Helix, tap it, bounce a thing, throw down the Hippocamp, untap, tap it again. Can't really do that here. So do we want to play Thassa's Rebuff? Probably not, but I just don't think we have enough devotion. Stratus Walk is a little scary. We might come back to that, but basically it gives you the inability to block, and I want to avoid that. I'm going to put these 2 over here because I'm fairly certain, just glancing quickly at green, that it's good enough to be running blue-green. But anyway, we'll go through this. That guy's okay. This is solid. It's removal. Whoops. I'm scrolling down on accident. Right at the Underworld's fine. There's a lot of things it doesn't kill, but it's nice to have the creature shrink. Most of the times it just has to chump in combat then. This is quite good. creates card advantage in the other direction, in that it discards cards from them. I like Read the Bones. Card advantage is always good, but we don't really have any ways to kill them in black. Keepsake Gorgon's pretty good, but I mean, I don't know. I feel the removal is like less solid than just running an Exoriate, you know. Charging Badger is completely useless. I mean, I guess you could get a pool that supports it, but we'll look at it, I guess. Voyaging Satyr, great way to ramp. This is a great way to fix mana. This is a great way to ramp and fix mana. Carmetra's Favor, maybe. It does draw you a card when it enters the battlefield, so it doesn't really create card disadvantage as your creature gets killed, unless they get killed in response to the spell. So that could happen. Leaf Crown Dryad, I mean, one of the ways that green typically loses is through the air, and this helps prevent that from happening. This guy's nuts. And if we go green-blue, which we are likely going, Agent of Horizons is quite good. He just creates a way, a definite way to get in damage later, mid to late game. I don't necessarily like tapping out to make him unblockable if we have the option to avoid that, but we'll see. This snake is very runnable. I guess I feel similar about him that I do the benthic giant. But I mean, yeah, he's good no matter what. You know, a 4/4 will block most things, and gaining 4 life is usually relevant with a permanent that you're putting it on. I'm unsure about these two, but I'll come back to them. This I'm definitely not running. This is insane. This is insane. Do I need to explain why they're insane? I'm not sure. Like, this will probably, like, a 4/5 for 5 is really good in the first place. Makes 3 lands, 2/2s. They're lands you control, so you can't do any, like, weird shenanigans, like making their lands skies and then killing them, but we don't even have that ability anyway. This thing, I mean, if you watched my my previous, I can't remember if I played against this in draft or sealed, but one of those two. This was played against me twice, and I think won the game both times it came down. It just creates so much crap to get through. You just can't do it. But I mean, it's, you can possibly handle it. It's just, I imagine it's a big pain in the butt. So do we want to run these two? Maybe. I mean, this creates a lot of damage. It's just sorcery speed stuff tends to be worse, so I usually avoid it. This guy does not seem good to me. He's not awful. Like, it's a hill giant with upside. Is that the right card? 3/3 for 3 or 4? It's not really a hill giant if it's green, I guess. Shut up. Gorgon's Head. This seems like one of the better equipments, but ooh, this thing is nuts. All right, so we got a bunch of good artifacts and a Nykthos, which is probably irrelevant, though we do have a lot of green. I don't think I want to play Nykthos, but I'm happy to have gotten it, I guess. Not that it's worth anything. All right, I guess we didn't look at red yet, so let's do that real quick. This guy's useless. This is, I mean, this is not just useless. There are situations where you want to run it, and those situations are when you have like 3 or 4 Titan Strength or something, and like ways to suit this guy up early with Bestow, you know, bunch of ordeals. Like, that would be the time to use this guy. You go turn 1 this guy, and then like hit him for 9 damage on turn 2. It's pretty good. So we do have a Titan Strength. I kind of hate red, but ooh, holy crap. Well, we have Archetype of Aggression. Titan strength. Yeah, it's not that I just like actively want to avoid red. It's just I tend to do worse with it, I guess. Ooh. But then it has a bomb. I don't know. So we're basically picking between this bomb and the not that Kiora. Till the end of your next turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by target permanent an opponent controls. So it basically blanks one of their permanents. Then you can draw a card and you may play an additional land. That seems stupid. And then I think -5 says win the game. I don't know. I'm having trouble reading. So does Prognostic Sphinx, Siren of the Fanged Coast, and Thassa's Emissary and Nimbus Naya, does that all outweigh our archetype of aggression and not that, but this card's nuts. We have 2 Gorgon heads too. Eeny, miny, miny, mo. I wonder where my glove will go. Alright, well, first of all, black's out and so is white. So, quick fix, really. We have 8 minutes to decide. Oh boy. Alright, I want to trim off some of this green stuff that I'm not really a fan of. I mean, we really reasonably could play 3 colors here, but we still need to cut a bunch of cards. And I guess it's going to be all out of the 5-drop, so we really want to be heavy green. What if we just cut all the red stuff that's not the dragon and the archetype? Is that reasonable? That guy's really good though, this giant. This giant's nuts. I don't know that this is reasonable. I mean, it makes us splash for a bunch of double blue, double red cards. Like, we may have the mana fixing for that in Travel's Amulet or Deal of Nylea and the Voyaging Satyrs, being that they can untap and tap a single land for double colored. It's possible. It is possible. Rising Chimera, Kiora. Let's have the red be like a deck that is our secondary. And I'll cut. I'm not sure there's a reason to run the Gorgon's Head, however. Yeah, there's just really not, is there? Okay. Yeah, in this deck, I don't want to run the Gorgon's Head. And we still need to cut cards here, so like we have to cut a color. And alternatively, you know, all right, so let me consider this though. If we took out the cards that we like either are uncomfortable splashing, like these double colored cards, or the ones that are just a little bit too weak to splash, and then Null should probably just get cut regardless. Get out. Yeah, like all Vortex Elemental might be worth a splash. I'm unsure. But what if we did this? And here. This all needs to go somewhere else. Let's clean this all up. We're ignoring everything. Wow. And then, all right, so we bring out all this. So now we're saying, hey, let's splash blue, and red's our main color. So we need to cut 4 cards from this. Probably cut these snakes. Probably cut this flame speaker. Probably cut this minotaur. We're not quite aggressive enough. Now we're down to 23. How do I like this? We have 2 Gorgon heads. We have 15 creatures. We have this Firestoker dragon with the Gorgon heads. These satyrs can have death touch with the Gorgon head. We have fixing. Now, I guess the question is, do I like stuff like Titan Strength over like some of these strong blue cards? Because I could, you know, these are playable. Like I could imagine casting these, you know, turn 5 and beyond. I will probably have the ability to create double blue. So are they better than like a Vulpine Goliath? Like we're really heavy green, you know, because we have to be for our deal, for any of our fixing, and oh, so I guess Vortex Elemental could be on the shelf. I don't know. Let's separate our curve, I guess. We have 4 minutes here. This deck is already looking fine to me, but oh, I'm gonna drag this out. I realize that we have Izzet colors. So I'm gonna separate our curve, meaning anything that we want to throw out on the turn that it costs, like turn 2 for this, for example, but we don't want to necessarily throw this out on turn 2. Maybe we want to throw it out on turn 4 and immediately equip it. This could be a 2 or a 4, but anyway, like Satyr is absolutely a 2, so that needs to go on curve. And for the most part, I'm going to put every creature on its curve. Kiora is on curve. We absolutely want to get that out on turn 4 if we have it in hand. So this is basically our curve, which is a little scary to me. This says to me, well, this probably costs 4, but that's irrelevant. Like, we can't count on that. Well, this is maybe not on curve, but so the Goliath is maybe iffy. I really like Retraction Helix. Do I like Retraction Helix more than Vortex Elemental? That can't be right, can it? See, I wish I had a way to pump the Vortex Elemental, or just give it some kind of constant power. Maybe we only want 1 Gorgon's head. Have Retraction Helix in. I'm unsure. I know I always want the Gorgon's head with, like, it's really good with Archetype, it's really good with anything with Trample, and it's insane with this. This is difficult, man. I like the Crypsis, too. Very, very difficult decision making here. Like what I'm thinking is alternative to these two, I guess, would be maybe the 2 5-drops, but we're risking stuff there. So let's leave it as is. Converted mana cost and add land. We're running out of time here, so suggest 10 for 3. Really? I'm gonna go a little bit down on the blue, a little bit up on the red. That seems fine to me. Yeah, this deck's a little scary in the mana base department, but yeah, this could very, very well be just an incorrect build. It's scaring me a bit, but we're gonna do it. So here we go. I will see you in round 1.